Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Deadly, and today we have some standalone footage for you guys. And I know that I might be a couple days behind on this. Been watching a lot of other people streaming this game, playing this game, a lot of different videos that have been coming out, and I don't have the best footage for you guys at the moment, but I just figured that I'd show you guys, some of the beauty of this game for all my viewers who haven't purchased this game yet. Keep in mind it's in pre-alpha, but even still, it's still a very rewarding and fun game, and I consider it to be much more challenging than the original mod at this point. So in this video today, I'm just going to be showing you guys just some basic residential looting, nothing too crazy. So this is a lot of things that you guys have seen before, and I'm very busy trying to get more PvP player oriented videos. But it's very difficult right now. A lot of people are struggling with this game at the moment, I'm finding, and in the first couple days I played this, I spent a lot of time up north, just kind of running around the smaller towns, looting very much residential. I've only been to a few barrackses. Balota is the exception, but that place is just a bloodbath anyway. Um, so what I've realized is there's two main sources at the moment of loot. There's residential and military. There's no farming at the moment. The farm equipment is very much just hunter gear, but not even you can't even really get weapons from barns. So it's not really it's like a the barns at the moment, and the big red barns don't have any loot in them. It's just those long white barns and the long dark barns, and basically those are just kind of hybrids between residential and military loot, but you can't get guns from them. So this is my first ever character getting into the game trying to find supplies, and unfortunately I just couldn't really find anything of true value because I just didn't really understand how the game worked. So if you guys are going to save yourself some time, you definitely need to know where the military bases are on the map. There's a couple of them to keep note of, and I'll probably just throw up a map right now of a couple of them circled, just so you guys can get an idea of where you actually need to go to get some of the better equipment. I'm talking like pistols, Mosins, and M4, and all the attachments. So running around the residential loot locations, yeah, you could potentially find something like an M4, but I have never, I have never really found one that has not been. I think the school was the only exception. So the Electro School, I found an M4 once. It didn't get on record, but just kind of throwing that out there. So in this playthrough, I wasted a lot of time trying to check out some of these barns that are right off the coast. And also, my advice is loot only spawns at server start, so you have to go to places where people haven't been before. Um, Another tip would be to kind of find a server if you're starting a new character with low population. Just it's going to be very hard to do that and find one during the day. I've actually gotten used to playing this game at night, but it's an added challenge, and again, nothing is really worth recording if you guys are just seeing a pitch black screen with a flashlight going every now and again. So it's going to be a challenge to get some of the really good clips that you guys are expecting of me to from this game. It's going to take probably a couple days to a couple weeks. I'm going to have some extra time over the Christmas holidays to play this game and record some of the epic moments that I get. So what else can I conclude about this game? Melee is pretty interesting, but it's not very balanced. I find weapons like the shovel, don't even bother picking up the shovel. Don't bother picking up the crowbar. Don't bother really picking up any other weapon but the baseball bat and the hatchets. So that's the splitting axe, the fire axe, and the baseball bat. Those are your best bets for dealing with zombies. I think the baseball bat is still not as good as the fire axes. So the splitting axe and the fire axe, if they're at decent durability, I prefer them pristine, but chances are you're going to find them a little bit worn or damaged. They'll still one or two hit zombies in the head. So if you have a pristine fire axe, it's a one-shot kill. So it's definitely worth, just picking up and finding a fire axe. You can find them from industrial loot locations and residential. Industrial, they have like can openers, basic tools like wrenches, some hammers. There's a hammer right there. Thought I was a pretty big, pretty awesome dude with the hammer. Didn't realize that I was kind of screwing around with my inventory system here, and because I didn't actually have a location to hold the hammer, whenever I switched to it, it would just drop it. And this was my first time messing about with the inventory system, so I wasn't really too sure how it worked. But there's the hammer. It's going to be a lot of gruesome kills with the hammer, I think. A lot of people who are just going to be surrendered with their hands behind their backs and getting a club to the face. These little iron shacks, pretty fruitless as well. Haven't really found anything, just a bunch of leaves. That's about the only thing I've found in those types of buildings. But moving on, we got some new places to loot. We have this metal shack, which is pretty cool. The metal shack, again, it's actually a building I found a few items in, a couple can openers and stuff. But again, nothing amazing. Another tip here: if the doors are open, typically someone's been there before. It's not it's not 100% that you won't find something in here. Like, let's say somebody isn't greedy and drinking and eating everything they see, which, by the way, you should do that. Then you should be alright. But for a little town like this, I didn't realize, but a lot of the doors were already opened, and most of these houses were already searched. What else can I give you guys? Some just basic tips. Apartment complexes, I would just avoid them. It seems like a good idea. There seems like there should be a lot of loot in them, but there isn't. There really isn't. So those big, giant apartment complexes that are north of Cherno, like Dubcree and places like that, it's not worth it at all. I spent so much time going up and down the towers, multiple servers. It's just a waste of time, and I actually got myself glitched. So as I'm recording this video, my guy is glitched into a room on the bottom floor and is unable to get out. So at the moment, this was when I first encountered my tuna fish, so my can of tuna. What I didn't realize is I thought I needed a can opener for those cans, but they're really smart, and those are one of those pull to open tin cans. So all the pull to open tin cans, I think at the moment it's only the tuna fish, but I'm sure they're going to be adding more. So if you have a can that has one of those open tabs, you don't need a can opener. So I should have went back there if this wasn't my first gameplay, or my first character. This is actually my first ever character. I had audio recorded here, but it just didn't work out for some reason. Picked myself up a brown hoodie. And I thought that you can wear the shirt under the hoodie, but that just isn't the case. So I turned it into rags. I like turning things into rags, but it's actually funny. If you run up to another player, you can literally rip their shirt off, which I find pretty hilarious. So if you can actually edge up close to somebody, you can rob them of a lot of their stuff if they don't notice. Like, let's say it's nighttime and you creep up to somebody from behind. You can start taking stuff out of their backpacks. You can pretty much take anything from them. I'm almost positive you just can't take things out of their hands. So it's not like you can go up to somebody and wrestle them and steal their weapon right out of their hands. But that would be pretty interesting if